This will change based upon culture, right? Black culture, white culture, Indian culture, it all changes. So the dynamics look different. I'm gonna touch on every part, but I truly believe with every being in my soul, only broke men move in with women based upon them being in a relationship or not even the potential of marriage, right? Because there's a lot of people, and I'm crazy. I can't wait to dive deep because the dynamics change when you're dealing with the person and you guys move in, right? When you move in together. The reason I'm saying this, that only broke men move in, I've never seen a picture where a man moves in with a woman, she kicks him out. Only on movies, she kicks him out. He goes to his penthouse, he goes to his condo, he goes to his house. It doesn't work like that. Right? Because the way that the world is set up, the way that the relationship dynamics is usually set up, whoever is the most successful. I'm not listen. When you're talking about I'm moving in with her because her rent or her mortgage is cheaper than mine, or however you want to put it, that's a broke mindset, right? Only broke. Listen, I'm not just talking about broke financially. I'm talking about broken mentally. I'm talking about broken emotionally, especially broken financially, right? That's the mindset of a broke man to say, hey, I'm going to move in with this woman because it benefits me more to live with her than for her to come live with me or for me to keep my own place and you keep your own place. It's crazy listen, it bothers me that men think like that. And it's crazy because many of you think that I'm going to move in with this woman and I pay little as possible and I can stack my money up. That's a broke mindset.
Man, you are really encouraging me, motivating me, inspiring me. God is really using you to help me
What's going
out.
on, family? I want to welcome you to AOS, the podcast. I'm your host, Mr. AOS Inspires. This is what I need you to do. We're on every single platform: TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook. I need you to go and subscribe and follow us right now. We drop content every single day that'll help you with your life, because our mission here at AOS, the podcast, is to empower the world to never give up, one conversation at a time, one interview at a time, one video at a time, to help you live life at the next level. I want you to live life on the next level. I want to say thank you to each and every one of you that's watching this episode. This is going to be a dynamic episode. I need you to dive in. Do me a big favor. I need you to like, share, and comment. Don't be a stranger. Comment with us. And this is what I need you also to do. I need you to copy this link right here on this podcast, this episode, and share it with at least 10 of your friends. I promise you, it's going to help them out. Let's jump into the episode. What's going on, family? You guys are so amazing. I want to welcome you to another episode of AOS, the podcast. AOS Inspires. I'm your host, Mr. AOS Inspires. Listen, I want to say this. I had to drop this episode, right? And the reason I had to drop this episode, real talk, we're going to dive deep into this thing with no preliminaries. We're just going to go straight in. It's crazy because I did a short reel months ago, right? A few months ago, not months, like 2 months ago, right? And it hit big, right? Instagram, I think it hit like 65,000 views. Facebook hit 124,000. TikTok, it just danced around about 3,000, right? It didn't really do too much. YouTube, it hit like 10,000, right? So this week I was just cooling it, just looking at some content, as a company, we're just trying to piece this thing together, right? And something told me, yo, post it again. I posted it again. It went bananas, right? Instagram, I think it hit 11,000, something like that, 15,000, something crazy like that. Facebook, 20,000. YouTube, it didn't hit that well on YouTube, like 2,500. But TikTok, like, it surprised me, like TikTok and counting 305,000 right now. 305,000. It's crazy. Go to my TikTok, AOS.inspires. I pinned it to the top. It's the first video you will see. And over like 16,000 people liked it. A couple thousand comments. And it's crazy. It went bananas. Now, I wanted to do this episode because I really wanted to break down the dynamics. And I want us to understand culturally, you have a different aspect or a different look at this, right? culturally. I'm talking about really from the black community standpoint, right? Now, the white community is a little different. They handle things different. The Indian community, they handle things a little different. Every culture handles this type of topic or this type of situation just a little bit different, right? But what I've noticed in the black community, only broke men, and I'm sure, I'm positive that this is not just a black thing. Like, there's a lot of broke white guys, there's a lot of broke Indians, there's a lot of broke Jamaicans, there's a lot of broke Haitians, there's a lot of broke Arabs. Like, I mean, it's crazy. Like, all cultures, there's a lot of broke Chinese men, right, that move in with women. Like, this is, yeah, I'm not just centering it around black culture, but I've noticed this the most in black culture. I've seen it in all cultures, right? Like, I've been around the world twice, passed the equator 4 times, said hello to everybody 3 times, right? So I've been around. So it's not just a case study of what I've seen just in my backyard. Like, I seen many of y'all in the comments like, yo, he don't know what he talking about. So I just want to shout out to all of my inspirees, all of the community that stood behind me. It was like, yo, dude is right. Now, this is another thing too, before we start peeling back these layers. This is another thing. There were a lot of men in the comments were like, yo, real talk on all platforms. That was like, yo, you right. Like, I learned that the hard way. I moved in with a woman, we didn't do well, and I'm trying to stack my money up. And I'm gonna give y'all a synopsis and a breakdown about this as well. He was like, yo, I tried to get my money right, but I got comfortable and I didn't get a chance to get my money right, and then she kicked me out. So now I'm starting from zero again, from scratch. Right now, before we dive deep, let me say this. Let me put this disclaimer out there. I believe that this ideology or this understanding works for men and women, right? I don't think that nobody, I mean, no, unless, now I get it. Some of y'all gonna move in and some of y'all made an argument in the comments. Well, I ain't balling like that, so we need to save money. And I get it, I understand. But instead of having her name on the lease and you moving in with her, then make sure both of y'all name on the lease. Now I heard some of y'all doing this. Oh man, my credit not right. You shouldn't be dating. If you are broke, I would say this to the day that I'm getting millions of views on all my videos. I would say this even then, right? If you're broke, you should not be dating. Period. Right? Because culturally, for all cultures, white, black, Indian, all the races, men are the providers. Period. Like, why are you dating and you broke? Why? And that's cool. I'm not saying don't go on dates or don't, have fun with women. I get it. I understand. But I'm talking about letting your intentions be made known up front. Like, listen, I'm dating with the intention to build a relationship with you. My thing is, why are you dating and you broke? Right? Because things can lead to the next level. I tell you, listen, y'all got to go back to the episode where I'm telling you the fundamentals of dating. Things that you need to have in place before you start dating. One of the things, and I get it, everybody didn't do it like this, and they have some successful relationships, right? I get it, I understand. But one of the main foundations that you need to have together is your finances and your credit. Because think about this, say you get with a woman and you think that her credit is together, her credit is not together. Right? And you guys decide to get together. Now it's time to get a house. It's time to get an apartment. If both of y'all credit is jacked up, guess what's going to happen? Y'all both looking like boo-boo the food. Now, there are some places that will allow bad credit people or second chance you got an eviction. They will allow you to come and, put double down the deposit. But who has time to do that? Right? I mean, of course, if you're in a jam, you got to do what you got to do. However, if you have these keys, these principles lined up front, you won't have to worry about that in the back end. Don't date, right? If you're broke, if you're in between jobs, you don't have no plan, you don't have no entrepreneur, you don't have no money coming, don't date. Because number one, it's going to take away from your focus. That's number one. It's going to take away from your focus. And the reason it's going to take away from your focus, because you're going to be so focused on pleasing her that all of your business and everything that you need to take care of is going to be placed on the back burner. Nah, like, don't date while you broke. Leave dating alone for a while, for a season. I promise you, if you look at the statistics, number one on the statistic list, the reason people get divorced is finances. Why would you go into it? I'm going to defend my point. Why would you go into a situation where you're dating someone and you broke? Like, you already got the odds stacked against you already because you don't have no money and you don't have no credit. Now, I mean, if you don't have both, you're in a horrible situation. Yes, yes, I get it. If you have good credit but no money, you can get some money. Or if you have money but you don't have good credit, you can still get some stuff and you can fix your credit, right? But if you don't have both and you're dating, trying to get some cheeks, come on, man, get your life together. What are you doing? Like, you care nothing about yourself, nothing. So let's start from the beginning. I said this, and it goes bananas on TikTok. I mean, like I said, it hit on all platforms, but TikTok, the most views on one video that I have, even the duration of its time. We started January the 19th, and I told you I'm gonna start taking this podcast serious. So it started January the 19th, and I think this is what, episode 125 or something like that. The most views I've had was like 124,000 views, 126,000, I believe, and it's counting. It's still going, and every day I see a new comment and stuff, so it's going up. But this is the largest amount of views that I had on one video, 305,000 views. 305,000 people saw my face. 305,000 people were able to hear my message. And it's crazy because it's brought thousands of followers on TikTok. I think we hit, when I first started that thing, I think I had like 1,400 followers, close to 15. I think now we're at 2,400 or 23 or 24, one of them, right? It's growing. We need to get to 10K. So if you're watching this video, I need you to go to TikTok right now, aos.inspires, and go ahead and subscribe, follow us. And we're trying to get to 10K so we can start seeing this money so that we can start doing other things for you guys. But anyway, I think that broke men moving, listen, not only are you broke financially, right? Because this lets me know, I'm going to argue my point today. We're going to get this episode in. When you're broke, the reason this qualifies you, because if you're broke, your mindset is going to be different. Let's really be honest. A person that's broke versus a person that has a little change versus a person that's wealthy, right? Let's look at those three dynamics. Broke, doing okay, and then wealthy. All three categories, people think differently. They move differently. They make decisions differently, right? A wealthy man, let's really be honest, a wealthy to a man that's doing pretty decent financially. I'm talking about finances right now. He's not going to move in with women. I think it was like maybe two guys that got in the comments, well, I'm wealthy. No, you're not. First of all, I can tell by your page. Number one, you don't have that much money. Like it's crazy because you can go to a person's page and dissect everything, right? Unless they're a content creator and, they move with intentionality. Sometimes you can't tell, because I know a lot of people come to my page and be like, yo, he balling. No, not yet. Like we still in between working some stuff out, right? I'm not ashamed to admit it. We working some stuff out. We ain't rich. We're not there yet. We're going there, but we working. But a few guys comment on the post like, yo, I'm wealthy and I moved in with my girlfriend. No, you didn't. You're, number one, you're not rich. You don't have money like that, because guys with the mindset of wealth will not move in. I would say this until the camera's cut off. I would say this until listen, even when I hit 100,000 followers and subscribers on YouTube, I'm still going to say this. Broke men move in with women, because it's a different level of thinking that you have when you have money. Watch this. Number one, a wealthy man or a guy that's doing well would never want to put himself in position where you can say, get out, right? Better yet, watch this. He may have some expensive things in her house. And as long as it's her house, if something, and it's not even about him cheating, right? He don't even have to cheat. Things can just go left in the relationship. And he has some expensive things in the relationship. Now, I'm not saying that if she moves in with him, she can't do the same thing. But the potential of this happening when she moves in, it's a different type of situation. Like, things are going to be moved and operated differently when she comes into your space. versus when you come into her space, right? And it's crazy because if we really look at the dynamics, whoever moves in where, right? So if you move into her space, she has somewhat the upper hand, or she's the dominant one. Not saying that she runs the relationship, but the biggest part about it is she has the upper hand in the relationship, right? She can dictate some stuff, right? Especially, watch this. Um, Many of you are not going to agree with this, but this is so true. Not everybody act like this, but when people know that you need them financially, most times they treat you differently. That's a fact. So, fellas, when you move in with a woman knowing that you're broke, right? That's a major strike against you because she's going to treat you differently. Many of you, come on, y'all need to holler at me in the comments. If a woman knows that you broke, right? I don't care how good your sex game is. I don't care what you're doing for. You're catering to her, giving it. I don't care. That doesn't matter. She's going to treat you differently. It may not start off like that. It may not. She may start off treating you amazing, right? But eventually, that treatment is going to change. It's going to change. Why? Because what you're bringing to the table is lacking. Women are looking for men. Every single woman, I don't care who she is, she can say what she want to say. Every woman wants a man with stability. Period. Financial stability. Now, there are some other things that a woman will sacrifice on, if you will, or will work with you if you have potential in those areas. But one thing that a woman looks for is stability. Now, depending on what level this woman is on, right? If she's a high level CEO and she's a high level earner, and you're like, it's crazy because think about this. I'm not saying it doesn't happen because it does, but it's not often. How many women do you know that are millionaires? I'm not talking about the old women that can't get no guys, right? I'm talking about the women that are in their prime, look beautiful, have money. How many of those women you find that settle for men? Settle for the manager that's working at Foot Locker. I'll wait. Let's really be honest. How many women you know will settle? They won't. So as is different tiers of men, broke, doing okay, wealthy. I'm just gonna break it down. You got other categories, right? I mean, there's you got guys that's in between, that's about to make it. You got, but I want to list it from broke, doing okay, wealthy, right? Just like you have those three tiers, you have different tiers of women. Some women don't mind living in a one-bedroom apartment that's clean, but it's in the ghetto. Some women are like that. And I'm gonna be honest with you. The type of brother that I am not that type of brother that will live anyway. I don't care if it's cheap. I don't care. If I'm not comfortable, I won't stay there. It goes for hotels too, right? Like, I'm gonna be honest with you, the hotel has to be at least a minimum of 3 stars. Like, I really stay in hotels between 4 stars and 5 stars. That's my taste, right? When you get below those 3 star level, I mean, you can't put me in a hotel 2 stars or 2.5. Nah, I'm cool. Gotta be 3.5 stars or up. I'm just keeping it funky with you. Some people in the broke category will call that bougie, right? Then some people in the middle class will call that, or doing okay, will call that, listen, that's his standard. I rock with it. Wealthy people, will say he likes what he likes. But a broke mentality guy, I'm telling you, let's go back to this thing. He's going to move in with that woman. Why? Because it serves him more benefits, what he thinks, for the right now versus the long run. Right. So right now he has a place to stay. Right now he can kind of stack some stuff up before the relationship go left. And that's just this, to me. It's a broke mentality. Let's roll back these culture things too. Culturally, what I've noticed, women operate differently. Right. I met this person, and white couple, white lady, right? She got a divorce from her husband. Right. And I met them both together. They were both divorced. This guy, they got a divorce for whatever reason. We didn't get into details why they got a divorce, but they got a divorce. This guy allowed her to stay for 6 months in the same house. It was his house. They're divorced. He allowed her to stay 6 months in the house to get her stuff together. Then, after she got her stuff together and got the place that she was living, I don't know if she bought a house or got an apartment, I don't know. He packed up everything for her, put it in the U-Haul, delivered it to her house, and put everything in place. And now they're cool friends, right? So what I'm saying is it operates differently. This mindset, operates differently in different cultures, because some cultures can put up with certain things and other black cultures. Listen, how many, now I'm not saying that no black people have gotten divorced and they work together great, and no, I'm not saying there's none, but the statistics show that turnout, like the white couple, is very slim. It's very slim. Is it out there? Yes. But does it happen frequently? No. White community, does it happen frequently? Yes. So what I'm saying is, I get it. But you do have different culture man that's like this, broke men moving with women. Like, I'm really trying to stress my point out. And let's look at this as we move forward. Let's look at this. Another reason why I say this, and like I said, this is for men and women alike. You never want to place yourself, I'm going to say this like a broken record. You never want to place yourself in position where somebody can say, yo, get out. For what? Like, I'm not doing that. I am not placing myself in position where you can say, you know what, pack your stuff, get out. I'm done with you. Nah, I refuse to. I refuse to put myself in that position. Right. And what's damaging is many of you are embarrassed, right? Because you get kicked out and you got 10 grocery bags, 10 trash bags. You don't have no luggage. I mean, that's another sign right there, ladies. If he comes to your house, right, and he has no luggage, that's another sign. You know what? Just turn around and go back out. Like, I'm going to pay attention to this red flag. And many of you ladies, y'all keep on missing the red flags every single time. Like, I mean, to me, ladies, it's a red flag when a man wants to move in with you. For why? Why can't we? I'm gonna tell you this. Let me pull back this layer. Let's stop with that. Let's pull back this layer. The dynamics of your relationship changes when you move in together. And the reason, many of y'all know this, so I'm not telling you nothing new. Y'all know this. The reason the dynamics of your relationship change because you learn something about the person, or better yet, you learn more about the person that you did not know. You learn more about this person every single day of y'all living together. Do y'all hear me? You learn something about this person every single day while y'all living together. I didn't know that you didn't wash up every day. I didn't know that you come home, lay in the bed, get something to eat, lay in the bed, and then before it's time to go to bed, you take a shower, maybe, or you're waiting in the morning to take a shower. I've got an issue with that. I did not know that you didn't brush your teeth twice a day. I didn't know that you brush your teeth every other day. I did not know that. Right? It's crazy because when you're moving with somebody, you find out about their hygiene. Right? You know, when you first meet somebody, the honeymoon stage, they always smell good. Their breath is always fresh. Their hair is always done. Nails always done. Their hair is always cut. Everything is to the T. But once they move in, I'm not saying that this is a deterrent from moving in, but when you move in with somebody, you find out the real them. And when you find out the real them, especially when a man moves in with a woman, what happens is his broke self begins to get comfortable. And while he gets comfortable, guess what he gonna do, ladies? He's gonna show you the real him. And guess what? Let me tell you another secret. The real him is not gonna be that attractive to you. You're not going to be that attractive to the real him. Why? Because you're like, listen, I got a depiction of you like this, but you're really like this, and I can't take it. I can't take it. I'm done. Get out. But, however, on the flip side, ladies and men, right? Ladies, you're dealing with a guy. I'm breaking this thing down. I'm hoping y'all get it. You're dealing with a man, and you move in with him, and he began to see, hold on, shucks. Shorty cute, but she ain't what I thought she was. And you got to realize men lose interest. I'm going to say this real loud. We lose interest real fast, right? Especially when we see something that we didn't see in the beginning, or we didn't catch in the beginning, or you overlooked it in the beginning. Broke men move in with women, and broke women move in with men, right? Like I, I'm telling you, I'm telling you, you have a broke mentality that says I'm going to move in with this person. What's going on, family? I know that you're enjoying the episode, but I had to pause to ask you a quick question. Have you ever been through anything in life that was so life altering that it changed your life forever? I mean, have you ever been and had a job and you lost that job? I mean, your dream job, you lost that job for whatever reason. Maybe you're an entrepreneur, you started a business and the business started off great and then it seemed as if it was going downhill. And now you're at a place, you lost your marriage, you lost your children, you lost some major things in your life. And now you're at a place in life where you're like, hey, this is the end of the road. I don't see it getting better. I got news for you. It will get better. And I wrote a book just for you. It's entitled Winning After a Major Loss. You need to go and get your copy. Go to barnesandnoble.com, go to amazon.com, get your copy right now. Winning After a Major Loss. I promise you, it's going to change the trajectory of your life. It's going to change your mindset. Most importantly, it's going to change your heart about your situation because I promise you, you can win after a major loss. Go get your copy now. Barnes& and Nobles, amazon.com. Order your copy now. Let's get back to the episode. This shows, listen, I'm going to just kill all rebuttals. If you say I'm moving in with them because my lease is up and it makes no sense for us to have two places, yes, it does. Number one, listen, the only time I feel like it's okay to move in with the person is if it's like, yo, we engage and we get married in the next 2 weeks, or we get married in the next 3 months or 4 months max. 6 months, you pushing it. A year, out the window. Nah, because I've known listen, I've met so many women that say that they were engaged for a year and it got called off because something happened. I love picking people's brains. I've met so many men that be like, yo, I was going to marry her, propose to her and everything, gave her a $10,000 ring. And, it's just, she wasn't who I thought she was. I called it off. Right? So that's the only way that I would say it's okay to move in is if we're getting married. Like I'm sure about this person. But even with that, I don't want you to move in and your name is not on the deed or on the lease. Right? Your name needs to be on those mortgage papers. Your name needs to be, because, and this is why I say this, nothing, even in a marriage, nothing is secured. I don't want you to be in that, but, and listen, y'all got to respect my train of thought on this or my perspective on this one. I don't want you to be in a position where they're tired of you, right? And things get, because, when you get in an argument, people say things that they really don't mean, but you mean in the moment, or you feel it in the moment, right? I don't want you to be in a situation where they kick you out and they call the police and I'm like, yo, their name is not on this lease. I want them out and you got to leave. So now you leaving in the middle of the night, spending money that you really don't have to get a hotel, or you call a friend. Yo, can I come squat down with you for a little bit until I get my life together? Like that's the purpose. That's the purpose of me making this video and me making this episode, me making that reel, not just to go viral. Of course, I want to go viral. I want to be able to live off my content, right? However, I'm really producing these episodes. I mean, if you go to my catalog on YouTube, go to it. I'm talking about real life situations that people can draw from and get an awakening and be like, yo, he right. I don't need to be moving in with this woman. I don't need to be moving in with this man. Like I'm making content because somebody don't know this stuff, right? I did a video, a reel on Facebook, hit crazy big. Telling, I forgot, how did it go? Women don't go out with men. Oh, that's what I said. Women don't go out on a date if you don't have no money. Especially if he comes to pick you up. Or, I mean, just to relate, the night can go left and you leave, or he leaves and leaves you with the bill. You pay for your meal and you have your own way home, right? Never leave or never go on a date with no money. Like I am a real fan of that. Don't go on a date with no money. Don't move in with the man. And it's crazy. Like I'm gonna say this. I might do a reel about this too. I can't stand dads that tell their daughters, find a man who can take care of you. Now it's cool that you're teaching them to find a man or qualify a man that can provide. But I don't teach my daughters, find a man that can take care of you. No. Take care of yourself. Because anything can happen to that man. He can die, he can switch, he can flip real fast and be like, yo, get out of my life. Now you can't take care of yourself. That's why I can't stand when dads say that. Find a man that can take care of you. No. Find a man where you can build with. You come to the table already taking care of yourself. And this is the understanding. Like, if this episode didn't get you to understand my point of view, right? And easily you can say, you know what? I get what you're saying. I get it. I understand. I don't agree, but I like for real, I understand. I can respect that. Versus having rebuttals. Like, oh, you should be able to, I could move in with my woman. And no, it's a broke mindset. Like, I mean, it's cool. It's cool. It's cool that you think like that. We just think differently. We are not the same. We got two different mindsets. Like, I'm telling you. Now I get it. Let me sound understanding as we come to a close. If you're that man, right? And it's still no excuse. If you're that man that don't have any money and you're broke, right? And you have a woman and she has money and she has her own place. Me personally, I'm going to find a different route. Because I'm telling you, when you're moving with her, like I said, every woman is not the same, but every woman is built similar, right? Eventually, she's going to start losing respect for you because you're not bringing nothing to the table. So don't listen. I don't want to hear, oh, my woman different. Yeah, okay. I hear you. A woman will only put up with so much, but for so long. She may start off saying, baby, get yourself together. It's cool. I'm going to hold it down. 6 months go by. Baby, she gonna be enthused about that thing. Baby, get yourself together. It's cool. I got you. I'm gonna hold it down. A year passes. All right, bro, what you doing? Like, I need you to get yourself together. I'll hold it down for a little while longer, but I need you to get yourself together. A year and a half goes by. Listen, this ain't working out. Like, that's how it happens every single time. Unless you were in a situation where in the beginning you took care of her. And even with that, she can flip script. But you took care of her in the beginning, but then she got up and you fell on hard times. I mean, hard times. But a real man that's a real hustler, he may fall, but he gonna get back up and dust himself off. That's the generation, that's the era, that's the mindset I come from. Like, I'm gonna figure this thing out, right? I mean, it is what it is. I'm gonna say this until I die. Broke men moving with women. Broke women moving with men. Listen, I'm done. If you don't understand from here, you will never get it. Get your life together. What's going on, family? I want to say thank you for rocking with us during this episode. We have been so excited to drop this episode. I'm glad that you made it to the end. This is what I want you to do. If you have any takeaways from this episode, leave it in the comments. We want to hear your thoughts. We want to hear how you feel. I want to bring content to you that's relevant to you, that'll help you change your life, because you already know our mission here at AOS Inspires, AOS the podcast, is to empower the world to never give up, one conversation at a time, one interview at a time, one video at a time, to help you live life at the next level. This is what I need you to do. I need you to like, subscribe, share this episode. If it spoke to your life, share this episode with somebody. Why? Because you are connected to some people that we're not connected with. And with that connection together, we can empower the world to never give up. I'm Mr. AOS Inspires. This is AOS the podcast. I can't wait to see you next week. Just in case you didn't know, we drop every single week, 3 times a week. Mondays, 8 a.m., Wednesdays, 8 a.m., and Fridays, 8 a.m. You need to catch an episode. Matter of fact, catch all 3 episodes. It's going to be fire. I promise you it's going to help you doing your everyday life. It's going to help you get to the next level. Let's go.